Okay, folks, survival series, I believe part 5, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not, you'll see it in the description there. I think it's part 5. I'm going to start this whole thing out, folks, by 3 different verses. 2 of them comes from William Wallace of Scotland, and 1 of them from the Bible. You've come to fight as free men, and free men you are. What will you do without freedom? Will you fight? Yeah. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live, at least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to look your enemies in the eye and say that you may take our lives, but you'll never take our freedom? Now, the second one. You're so busy, people, squabbling for the scraps from Longshank's table, that you missed your God-given right to something better. There's a difference between you and me, people. You think that your resources are here to provide you with comfort. And I say your resources are here to provide your fellow Christians with freedom. And I go forth to see that they have it. Now the third one, okay? Revelation 2:9. I know thy works, and thy patience, and thy faith, and thy poverty, but ye are rich, which I am in knowledge, folks. And I know the blasphemy of those who say they are Jews and are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. Never fear these things in which ye are about to suffer. Indeed, the devil is about ready to cast many of ye into prison, that ye may be tested, and ye will have tribulation 10 days. Endure until death, and I shall give thee the crown of life. And that's the motto, people, of this whole thing, those 3 verses that I just told you there. Now this is about where to build your fire and where to reside at the nighttime. Now obviously you don't want to build your fire over into a place like this with all this foliage, because what you're going to do is, people, you're going to set the woods on fire, number 1. And also what you're going to do is you're going to attract attention, which you don't want. So what you need to do is, and this may not be the best example in the world, I'm just using this as an example. You want to find a place that has some cover like this, but the foliage is high enough up that you're not going to start no leaves or no branches on fire. Don't get anything down within 4 or 5 feet of your fire or anything like that. Make it up pretty high. This will also keep the dew off of you at the nighttime, you see. And so what you do is you take these this bark, just like I showed you in my other video, and you put it in. And another thing I didn't tell you guys the other day, these pine cones, unless it's extremely wet, these pine cones are good for starting a fire. And these are huge pine cones from the Ocala National Forest here in Florida. You can see them. And where they got these long spikes on them, guys, where they sit down on the ground, they keep themselves, you see, up off the ground for the most part. So these are real good for helping start a fire with the dry bark that I told you about on the trees from the controlled burning. And what you do is you take an area. You may want it bigger than this. This is just an example. And you clear it out of everything that could catch on fire. And in the Blue Ridge Mountains, you would use rocks, you know, as your base for your fire. But in this situation, you're going to have to use sand, because that's mainly what you have here in the Ocala National Forest is sand. So this is a poor example. It would need to be built up bigger than this. I'm just using this for exhibit purposes only. But you would need to build it up like that. Build it up higher. And then when you start your fire, you need to go to some dry foliage like this if possible, you see. And then take your dry foliage and put it underneath. Put it underneath all that, you know. Start to dry foliage and get the cones and get the pine bark started, you see. And once you do that, then you can go to some of the bigger stuff. You can take like a branch like this and start sticking that on. And then go to a mid-sized diameter and a large diameter, and then you have a fire. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about positioning. Obviously, I told you if you got cover like this, it's going to help out with keeping the dew off of you, and that's true. But I'm going to this is all about sound too, guys. You don't want near a road. Stay way away from a road and easy access to you. Get 3/4 of a mile away from the road. Stay in about a 3-mile radius, but don't stay in the same spot. And cover up all this when you're done the next morning. Cover completely, smother the fire up, put the foliage back over. Try to make this look as undisturbed as possible the next morning. Don't take 10 minutes to do that, okay? A fold-up shovel would be good. I don't have that right now, but it would be good for that kind of thing. And let's talk about positioning here, okay? When you're staying in a place like this, you want to think, what is west of me? Well, west of me, there's nothing out there for a long ways. So I don't have to worry as much about somebody seeing my fire. South of me, not so much. Now, east of me over here is eventually a road. So what you want to do is, when you make this tarp to lie down, what you want to do is you want to make your tarp and place your tarp among this foliage to cover up this small fire you have, so it can't be seen from the road. Now, let's take over here, for instance. Okay, this is north over here. And so what you're going to want to do is, see, if you hear a vehicle crank up way off in the distance, or you hear dogs barking or something like that, which I hear dogs barking in that direction, but they're way off. You might want to take what you're getting in firewood and come right over here to this northern area. And right here directly in front of your fire, stack up that wood about 2 or 3 feet high as a barrier to that direction. And the tarp is a barrier to this direction. And then not only that, you have your foliage keeping you from the dew of the nighttime. You got your area that never grew a whole lot of foliage to begin with because of this cover. You see, there's not a lot of stuff growing here, guys. And that's what you want. You want a cover like this. You don't want over in like this. Don't do this. You see, let's walk over in here for a minute. Don't do this. Don't get over in here into a place like this and say, well, this is where I'm going to stay for the night. This is a potential fire hazard. Okay, it don't protect you from the dew none. You're right out in the open. You're not covered up. You don't have no tarps up. There's no place to put no tarps up. There's no place to, well, you can put wood up on one side, but it's nowhere near as good, and you're going to set the woods on fire. Over here is more of an ideal place, even though it could get better than this. This is all hypothetically an example, okay? And when you're done the next morning, you cover this thing up, and you get the foliage, and you cover it back up, and you leave as little evidence as you can. The whole point behind these days that we're going to have out in these woods, guys, is going to be elusiveness, being unseen, being unnoticed, and surviving for these 42 months that the woman is in the woods and the dragon is chasing you, just like in the Bible, Revelations 12. I hope this was a help of you today. I'm trying for you guys, man. I'm trying to show you how to survive out in the woods, and at the same time, I'm trying to tell you what's going on too, guys. Don't fall victim to this stuff. This sigil magic, they show you what they're doing before they do it. It's what they do. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're a woman dating a man and he's a warlock maybe, or you're a a man dating a woman and she's a witch, what they're going to do is if they give themselves up real easy to you, what they're going to do, they're going to show you something in their room like a picture. I had a guy one time tell me that a woman gave herself up to her real easy and she put a hex on him. And right above her bed was a picture where she was stabbing a man to death. Not her, but a woman. Well, she was showing him right there what she was going to do if he did what he did with her. And he got a hex put on him, guys. You know, Paul in his books, guys, will tell you, he'll tell you, be aware of Satan's devices, guys. And many of you people tell me, well, Jerry, you don't need to be looking into that. That's not what God put you here for. Where'd you people ever hear of that crap at? Huh? Where'd you ever hear of this at? What good would it be for me to be a shepherd, to look over the sheep for my Father Jesus Christ when I can't identify a wolf coming? Because that's what you people are telling me. Some of you are telling me, why, it ain't your job, Jerry, to see what these witches are doing. And it ain't your job to see what Aleister Crowley's doing. And it ain't your job to see what the devil's doing. Your job is to be a blind sheep and just walk around like an idiot. Where did you people ever hear that from? Can you tell me where you ever heard that from? I know where it come from. It come from brainwashing. Yeah, from the whore of Babylon in northern Italy. It's where all that come from. Sun god worshippers. Yeah. Yeah. That's where all that crap come from, and it's been installed in you people. You're going to have to start rethinking your life, guys, because you've been hoodwinked. Okay? You've been hoodwinked. Bad. I can't tell you how bad you have been. But thank you for watching my video today, and I want to show you more. Like and subscribe, people. And it ain't that I want the money. It's that I want the people to see this stuff. I don't care if I would love to have 2 million subscribers, okay? But the thing about it is, I don't care about the money that comes off of it. That's not what I'm after, guys. I'm after revelating the word of Jesus Christ, which is my Father. My King, people. My King is Jesus Christ. And I proclaim him right now. Give him all the glory and the knowledge for this. Give him all the thanks. Give him all the praise. Give him everything that you see from me right here. Give it. I don't say it enough. I know I don't. I get tied up in this stuff, but give him all of it. Every bit of it. Turn it over to him. Turn it over to him, guys. All the knowledge. Everything you get from me right here. Everything you see from me. Give him all the praise of it. I leave none for myself. Not even 1 ounce. Give the Master the praise. Thank you for watching my video.